It is Ashley Fields with Yard Art R Us, and today we are going to be painting our interchangeable truck blank. So give me 1 second. I am going to get everybody pulled up and try to get this video shared. This truck and all of the interchangeable pieces are sold separately. I did provide the link for the truck. The interchangeable pieces, if you click on the link for the truck, you can find a link for all the interchangeables. So basically what we're gonna do is today we are gonna paint. Hi Holly, how are you? Great to see you. We're gonna go ahead and get our truck painted. I know that the angle is kind of wonky, y'all. This truck is really big. And so it is not the easiest thing to try and paint on a live just because of its size. So, hey Lauren, hey Anita, how are you guys? I'm gonna show y'all, hi, hello. This is the truck that we're working on today. As you can see, we have a couple of different interchangeables set out beside it. I am only going to do the truck today, and we're gonna do some of the interchangeables next week. Hi Carolyn, so glad to see you. You cannot hear me. Oh no. Can anybody else hear me? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. On my iPad over here, I can hear myself, but you guys let me know. Lauren, Kayla, Carolyn, can y'all comment and let me know if the sound is okay? I do have my machine running in my shop over here next to me. Y'all, this hat, it's crazy. I have hat hair, so I had to kind of leaving it going. Anita, okay, Anita, some people can hear me, so try to hop out, refresh your feeds, and hop back in and see if that works. I'm gonna turn the camera back down so that you guys can see the truck getting painted. So I don't recall the exact dimensions. I wanna say you're about 42 to 44 on your width on here. So what we're gonna do is just focus on the truck today, okay? We're just gonna do this piece. Next week, I will come back on and we will do these interchangeables. Let me show you the ones that we're gonna do because any of these really can be used right now. And so we're gonna do the flag, the flamingos, and the sunflowers next week. Y'all, I have to be honest. The only reason I don't have these interchangeables ready to paint today, the only reason we're doing the truck today is because next week we're doing our sneak peek for Christmas. And I have been a crazy busy lady cutting and painting samples and all of that. I have all of my samples painted and ready for you guys, but I neglected to get these 3 items cut. So we will paint these 3 pieces next week. I'm gonna move these out of the way and let us go ahead and get started. If you are purchasing this blank from us, the truck does already have, it is already kind of constructed and put together. The truck that I have here in front of me is not put together, but the blanks that we do have at the store for this, they already have the hardware attached. You already have this piece attached, so you can really detach those pieces and then attach them after you get done painting. So, all right, let's see. I have a few more people. Hi, Trisha. How are you, babe? So glad that you're here. Hi, Ricky. All right, guys. I started with 2 coats of red as my base kind of color, like as my priming coat. And then on top of that, I just came in and added gray number 24, black number 37, and white number 35. Now, let me pick up this truck. I want to show you guys. Y'all, this has a lot of dust and dog hair on it. Ooh, cow. All right, look at all this dog hair, sorry. I got a lot of dogs. So on this one, basically what I did is, I almost did a dry brush technique, but I did not do the dry brush all the way across. I kind of came in little spots. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So let's go ahead and get started. I already Windexed my piece. The reason I Windex is because for me, and in the paint that we use, I have a lot of dust and stuff that gets on top of the piece, and then when I'm trying to paint, that paint ends up separating. So I did go ahead and get started with Windex, and now we are ready to hop on into our painting. Alrighty, I am going to get started with some colors that you guys are gonna see me use. These are colors that we carry in stock. Yeah, Debbie, I know I'm sideways. It's because the width of this truck is so big. And if I were to turn it like this way, then you guys wouldn't be able to see it. I know, I'm sorry. I hope y'all can bear with me. But I'm glad you're here, Debbie. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of that. This is shading red, guys. Regular shading red. You don't have shading red, take red and black, mix them together, voila, shading red. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. Whenever I am doing anything with a dry brush kind of technique, I always water down that paint. I just like it that way. Now, I basically load that brush, and as you can see, I'm almost offloading that brush. I don't want a whole lot in here. I want this to come out really streaky. Hi, Mary Kay, Holly, so glad y'all are here. All right, so basically what I'm gonna do is just kind of come down and just gently glide along. There's no real right, wrong way. It's just kind of travel along and let that brush go down and come right back up. So on the length of the bed or your truck, I am sticking horizontal. I get it that I am flipped awkwardly for you guys. Around my wheel, all I'm gonna really do is just kind of, those strokes that I'm making it in that same direction of the wheel well. Now on my door, I am gonna kind of stick with horizontal again. I'm even gonna turn this brush sideways sometimes to get out some like thicker coats of paint. And then when I'm coming here around my window, I'm almost gonna turn that brush and kind of follow along with that shape. Now I'm seeing a little bit here. What I'm gonna do is turn this brush sideways and have some like kind of thicker spots coming in. Same thing. Now over here on this front, I'm just sticking with that, again, going horizontal. I know it looks vertical for you right now, but I hope that you guys can bear with me and kind of get what I'm going for here. All right, so we just kind of had some real light. Y'all, if you don't like this technique, you don't like it kind of spaced and spattered everywhere, you can just do full dry brush. It's really, that's the good thing about painting, y'all. There's so many ways to do stuff. You don't have to do it any one way. All right, I think that looks good. I might just kind of come over here and darken up a couple spots. I like the kind of mixture of light and dark and heavy spots and lighter spots. All right, now I'm not even gonna wash out my brush, y'all. I'm using this one's a 1.5 inch chip brush. You can use a 2 inch, you can use a 1 inch, it doesn't matter. But you can find these at Lowe's or Home Depot or anything like that, Hobby Lobby. They're like a dollar, maybe $1.25 or something like that. I'm gonna take this black. I've got a little booger stuck in the top. I'm gonna take that black and just load it in right into that brush. It doesn't really matter if I still have a little bit of that shading red in there. That black's gonna come through a lot darker anyways. So kind of just repeating with that same, I almost have too much paint, but with that same kind of look, the same technique. Now the black, you're not gonna wanna do it near as heavy because it'll stand out the most because it is the darkest. So that one I really am trying to keep it a little on the lighter side. Again, really just kind of coming in there and just boop, 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 here, there, yonder. There's no perfect right, wrong way. Again, this would look good totally dry brushed as well. All right, as far as the black, I'm gonna leave it like that, just a little bit. I don't wanna do too much. All right, now I'm gonna switch and grab white. So I am gonna grab a new chip brush and a new plate for the white. This plate's a really old plate, y'all. It's obviously been used a lot. Let me grab a little bit of white and just get that on here. I don't need a whole lot. And now, y'all, I just washed these chip brushes, so they actually have some water in them. So I'm not gonna water this down just because my brush has a lot of water in it. So I'm just kind of loading it in on there, not too thick. Not thick at all. Hi Sally, how are you doing, babe? And again, same thing. Boop. Just kind of touch down very light, y'all. I'm not putting pressure on here. I'm just kind of random splotches, if you will. Here, there, and yonder, as my mother would say. A little here, a little there. I kind of just look around and gauge whether I'm good based on, do I kind of feel like I've got a little bit everywhere? Is it even? It's really the only thing I'm going for, is just to have it look even. Come around your little well as well. Ta-da! I'm gonna leave it just like that. All right, so my dry brushing down here is done. I am gonna keep this white. I'm just gonna actually set it aside. We're gonna do the dry brushing on the gray. Let me start cleaning up this table, y'all, because this truck is so big. I got a lot of stuff coming in, kind of getting in my way. I'm gonna do that same dry brush look down here on that gray. So I'm holding on to that white brush because I will need it again. I'm grabbing another chip brush because I have like a gazillion of these. And this color, I call it shading gray. Really all it is just your regular gray mixed with a little bit of black. So I'm just gonna put a little bit down here. I don't need a lot, guys, just a little bit. This brush again is wet because I did just wash my brushes. Just kind of getting it brought up into those bristles. I don't have much sitting in there. I'm getting that paint brought up into those bristles. And then just really lightly scooting across horizontally across that kind of, what do you call this? Trim. The trim on the truck. I'm sure it's got another name, but I'm gonna call it trim. All right, so I got a little bit of that shading gray in there. Now I'm gonna be done with this one. I'm gonna go back and pick up the white again and simply come right back over top. I love the dry brush look, guys, because it's easy and it brings a lot of color in. I'm looking around, I think I'm good. Let me just show you guys what this looks like right quick. Just kind of light, simple, wispy. I'm gonna show you that gray. You can see that darker gray popping in and the white also. Hi Carla, how are you, babe? Okay, now we are ready to go ahead and we can get our shading going. Before I even lie, y'all, I want to, I actually want to get some kind of like a wispy brush across the top of this. So let me grab my fan brush just because I like showing you guys different brushes and different techniques. All right, again, this is an old plate. I'm using this fan brush. Ooh, there we go. I'm gonna use this one right quick. I'm doing good, Carla. I have been, I was telling everybody, I've been working on the Christmas samples. We've got, I think I have like 19 new patterns that we're gonna do for Christmas this year. So I'm super excited about that. So I've been doing samples, trying to make sure that our sneak peek, which is gonna be Tuesday, it's usually Monday, but Monday's my husband's birthday, so we're doing it Tuesday night. And we're doing it outside where everything is staked and in the ground. I cannot wait to show you guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna take literally just a little bit of white, okay? Now I'm gonna grab, I got a little too much white. I'm grabbing a little bit of gray, light gray, and I'm just kind of gonna randomly get a couple squirts. I know this might look kind of funky, but I'm gonna show you why I'm doing this. Now I'm gonna grab, this is what I call shading gray. It is not a color inside of our paint palette. What it really is just light gray mixed with a little bit of black. And I'm just randomly putting some on there. So I've got white, light gray, and a darker gray. I really did this on purpose. Now I'm randomly just gonna take this brush and just kind of get some of these colors. The reason I'm not mixing this is I don't want it to be mixed. Now I'm gonna turn this. I wish these tables were like way bigger than they are. I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see this window right here. Sorry y'all, man, this truck is just big. It is really big. All right, so we're gonna do our little window right here. I like to go at an angle, so I'm gonna kind of just start down here and just lightly brush up at an angle. I'm not really using any pressure. I'm literally just kind of booping across. Come back, I'm just random. Fan it out just a sec, and then come right back on. I love this on the windows because you get a little bit of a mixture. You get that light gray, you get that darker gray, you get that white. I just think it looks really good like that. Turn it this way and kind of come down. Now, let me show you guys. That's how I kind of achieve that look. I love the fact that it's not too perfect. You see some different colors coming in there. And so that's kind of how I've been doing my windows on trucks lately. Move that out. All right, now we are ready to start shading. So now this part, you guys, those of you that have been watching us for a while, this is more normal. I guess this is more of the way that we just kind of do things. All right, so I am grabbing my shader. I call it a shader. It is a flat tip brush. This is a Royal Gold number 16. One of my favorite shaders. Debbie says, nice window glass effect. Thank you, Debbie. I think it's so cute. All right, y'all. We're gonna grab some shading red. That's number 23 in our paint palette. I have it in these, look at me, making a mess, making a mess. I have it in these 2-ounce cups because I add a little bit of water to them. Okay, good thing for napkins. I'm gonna mix it over here out of the camera angle so I don't spill more on top of my piece. So in these little 2-ounce cups, I do have a little bit of water mixed in. The reason I do that when I shade and when I outline is so that my brush strokes are more long and fluid. If you are working on shading and you load that brush and you're seeing that you're maybe getting about that far on your piece, add a couple drops of water. It will help elongate your lines. You will like the end result so much better. Now this, I'm gonna show you guys, hopefully y'all can see. This is like really, really dripping. The reason it's dripping is because I actually used this to outline earlier today. So I need to add more paint into it because that's too thin. When I outline, I like it dripping. No matter what color it is, I love it dripping when I outline. But when I shade, I almost need it like I think Victoria used the reference the other day, heavy whipping cream. That's the more the consistency I go for when I am shading. Hey Paula, how are you? Paula's my aunt. She said, hey Tick. Those of you that don't know, Tick has been my nickname since I was like, I don't know, 2 or 3. And my family still calls me Tick. All right, y'all, I am just loading up that corner like a little triangle load. I am taking the corner that has that paint loaded, it's gonna be the one touching the edge, okay? So I just take it against this edge, and I'm basically just following along. Notice I got all the way to here. Now, it's not as thick right there, so I will load it again. I'll start right where I ended and go backwards. The reason I started over here and went backwards is so that it can keep a fluid motion to that line. So, hey Holly, how are you? Let's see, I see somebody else. Hi Cheryl, so glad you can come hang out. Now here I've got my, I guess it's like a wheel well. I don't know. Who knows if I know what I'm referring to, but I think it's called a wheel well. And just following along. Y'all, all of the blanks that we sell are etched with the pattern on there. So it's kind of like using a coloring book. You have all those lines already on that piece. And I really just kind of set that brush down and follow that line. Now when it comes to shading red, I was explaining this in my last video. The paint company that makes our paint, they switched manufacturers, I want to say at the end of last year. And since they've done that, the red and the black they just are not the best, I guess, quality of paint. Like, they're beautiful by themselves, but when I mix them together, because the shading red I'm using, I actually hand mix. That's not a color that I get mixed at the store. And so, whatever reason, when you mix those two together, it is almost like translucent when you start putting it on. It really, really drives me nuts. And not only that, this red too, the shading red specifically, is a color that if you try to outline on top of it without Windexing it, your paint literally just separates everywhere. It is incredibly frustrating to work with. But you know, kind of is what it is. Paula says, "You're one talented lady." Why, thank you, my dear. Hi, Sally. How are you? It's such a beautiful Friday here. I am in South Texas, or Southeast Texas, I guess you would say. I'm in Conroe, Texas. We are just north of Houston. And our store, and Mary's my mom. She lives in Pearland, Texas, which is just south of Houston. So we've got beautiful weather here today. At least in Conroe we do. And yeah, I have no complaints. It's been a good day so far. All right, y'all, I am grabbing what I refer to as shading gray. Again, shading gray is a hand-mixed color. It is just your light gray mixed with a couple drops of black. That's it. So I'm gonna, this one is in number 12. This is a Royal Soft Grip shader. I call it a shader, but it's called a flat tip. And again, whenever I load that shader, I'm loading just like the corner triangle here. And then I'm just really gonna butt up on these horizontal lines and just kind of really tracing out those edges on your trim piece down here. Just a couple little things of paint on here, a couple little brush strokes. Ta-da! All right, our guy, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and, I'm gonna get some shading on the inside. I don't normally do this, but why not? I'm gonna go ahead and shade the inside right here. And let's do that same thing right here. All right, now I'm gonna put this brush up and I'm gonna have to hit this with the blow dryer because I have to Windex it. If I put black on top of shading red, it literally separates every single time. So I've got to get some this blow dryer going. I got to get it heated up. While I have some of you guys on here, so we are doing Christmas in July next month. Our sneak peek is Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on this page. We will be showing you a finished painted piece of every blank. So I'm curious to know what you guys are hoping to see. What you're most excited to do for Christmas patterns. We've also got, I don't even know at this point, I would say hundreds of templates already preloaded on the website of templates that both we will be doing in Christmas in July and just templates that are just we've had for years and kind of sharing those with the world. So if anybody's looking for that, check out our website, yardartrus.com. We've got blanks, we've got templates, we've got paint, we've got finished pieces, we've got it all. So I know Mary has been working really, really hard. Hi, Sally. Carla says, it's hot. Yes, girl, it is hot. But that's why I've been in a hat today, because I've been outside painting the backs of all my samples and stuff like that. And so trying to keep that sun off of my face. And then I ended up getting hat hair, so. I apologize for the blow dryer. I really just don't have an option because of the shading red. If I don't get it blow dried, it will end up looking like a hot mess. kind of dabbing it. That's just because I got like a little too much paint in that spot. And I'm just trying to get it to dry. Get it as dry as we can. Okay, think I can make it work. What I'm gonna do, because I know I'm gonna have some wet spots, I always use microfibers whenever I Windex, and that's because the microfibers don't leave, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Like the little strings of cotton or a fabric behind on my piece. That's why I love these. So I kind of just sprayed a little Windex, and I'm basically just gonna take it and just wipe on all these edges so that that black paint, see, I already got wet paint all over here. If you guys are doing this at home, take it from me, let it dry naturally. I've got to do this in order to be able to outline with you guys. Okay, just a quick little wipe down of just these edges really. In my normal painting kind of routine and method, I do not ever blow dry anything. I just let it dry on its own, and then I'll finish working on it once it's naturally dry. But you know, here we are. Hi Terry Ann, how are you? Okay guys, let us get our script liner. Y'all, I literally have like 4 of the same exact script liner. I always use a Royal Gold number 4. This one's a number 6, but this is the cleanest handle I can show you. I love the Royal Gold script liners. I'm using a number 4. They are just my favorite. The reason I think I like them so much is compared to all the script liner brands I've used before, these are the easiest to break in. Just my opinion. Why are you Windexing? Mary Kay, great question. I Windex for a couple of reasons. When I use exterior latex house paint, and this house paint will separate on you. Like you'll sit here and put your line down, and that paint will literally go, and you'll have like gaps in between. It'll no longer be a solid line. And whenever I use this shading red, because our manufacturer switched, and I don't know what happened, but they have changed something in their formula between red and black. And anytime I'm using shading red, when I put any color on top of that, like I am right now with this black, it will immediately separate. And so I really just had to do it to keep my lines looking smooth. Otherwise, they look really funky. So if I have a piece on here, which I'm sure I will, because a lot of times when I do Windex, I will forget a little spot or not realize I didn't get a spot. So if I see a spot that does that separation I'm talking about, I'll bring the camera really close and show you exactly what that looks like, because it is not pretty. And typically whenever I experience that paint separating, I just wait on it to dry, I Windex it, and then I just go right back over top of it again. And it works just fine. All right, right now I'm just gonna get all of my outlining done down here all around the bottom. Y'all, when I'm outlining, I'm using our regular black that's in our paint palette. And I am, basically I load up this script liner and I have my paint almost at a dripping consistency. That works very well for me. I get that not everybody likes the dripping paint, but for me, I can move pretty quickly if I've got that paint really watered down. So I get it to like a very dripping consistency. I'm gonna say, you know, maybe like in between a soup and a stew kind of consistency. And I just find that to work best for me. So basically, I'm just kind of following along right now, going around the perimeter of the truck. All right, I'm gonna come over here and do the same exact thing. I really, once I set that brush down, I almost don't have pressure. And then the further I go, when I see that paint running out of my brush, that's when I come in and I put more pressure down as I'm going. All right, now I'm gonna have to turn this guy all the way around, 180. And let's just finish it out. This one's almost done. Did y'all just notice how I got that brush stroke all the way from this edge to here without loading more paint? That's because my paint is watered down. So I basically load up this brush before I set it down. I've got a lot of paint in this brush. Every time I dip it back into this cup, I'm fully dipping it all the way in so that it has quite a bit of paint inside of them bristles. And those long fluid strokes is what I'm going for. Done on the black on here. Carla says, I love that. Thank you, my dear. All right, we are done with the black. Only thing I have left to do on this guy, which I'm gonna turn my camera up and let y'all. Oh, hello. Okay, now we are going to, y'all, it's driving me crazy. It's like acting wonky. I'm gonna get my white. I'm still using that Royal Gold number 4. I have a bucket of water right here. I just I just washed it out. I'm basically, y'all, when I do white, this is what I do. I load that brush, okay? And then I offload. I basically load it and then scrape it all off where I don't have anything dripping. Nothing's hanging off of here. And I'm just gonna move this right here. On these wheels, I just very lightly kind of boop, boop. I just go in opposite corners and I try to almost do it at an angle, you know, like not where it's a top and bottom or side to side, almost at an angle. Same exact thing on this first wheel. Now y'all see why I had to have the camera that other way because this truck is so long. And same exact thing. Very light, wispy, ta-da! Now I'm gonna put this down because we do need to do our rail, but I wanna show you. There is your truck. How cute. Look at this window up close. I absolutely love this pattern. I think it's just so precious. Now let me move this guy out of the way. Stick it over here on my paint cart. Now the rail, this truck is in 2 pieces. this rail is going to go right over here on the back, okay? It is, if you buy the blank from us, it's already attached. You already have the hardware. You don't even have to worry about putting it together. It's put together. But here's the rail. It's just plain black. Now, I think it was it Mary Kay? Yeah, Mary Kay asked about the Windexing. Y'all, I painted this a few hours ago. Again, I'm going to have to Windex. Dust in the air. I don't know what it is. Dust, impurities. It gets on top of here and it causes that paint to separate. So Windex is your friend if you use exterior house paint. I don't know that that really happens with craft paint, but it does happen with this kind. All right, so it's all just solid black. I did 2 coats of solid black. I'm basically just using the same white on my script liner. I'm gonna offload it. I'm trying to make sure, yeah, okay. So I just basically did one line, one swipe all the way across. Same thing on the bottom, all the way across. Whoopsies. My brush kind of went off the edge there, and I got a dog hair. Come back in, get just a little bit more. Just very light. Guys, this is not, I'm not setting on the edge trying to do an exact, perimeter on there. Just a little bit. Now, okay, I'm trying to look at my sample, make sure I did this right. Just doing a couple little boop, boop, and ta-da! There you go. That's all I did. After this dries, you can attach the rail back to your truck. And let me show you guys our sample again. So here is that sample of what we just did. We have this rail attached. If you look on the back, see if I can show you on the back. You got some screws here. And why we did that is so that this lip, you can set your attachments on the inside of this lip. Let me move my chair out of the way and I will show you guys back here how you can just add your attachments in. Now, next week we're going to paint our Flamingo Attachment, and you simply set it in here and it just kind of sits on that lip in there, okay? So next week we're going to do flamingos. We are going to do our sunflowers. All right. Again, just like that. Show you guys. And we will also be doing our flag attachment. So all of these, the trucks are sold separately from the attachments. That way you guys are not locked into having to get every single piece. Plus, if you are on a budget, you can get 1 or 2 pieces here and there and just continuously add to them. I was supposed to do these interchangeables in this video, but I don't have them cut out. So we'll be doing those 3 next week. I'm so sorry about any of you guys who've been waiting on that. But if you do purchase the blanks, all of them have a paint list on the back. My samples don't have a paint list on the back. But it has a paint list that tells you exactly the colors that I used and how much of the colors you need. So if that's something that you guys are wanting to attempt to do, go for it. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. I will be back live. I know Tuesday, I might even do a live Monday. I still need to do the snail, painting the snail live before July 1st. And then Tuesday night, 7 p.m., we will have our Christmas sneak peek. And we will show you all the new patterns, which if you give me a second, I want to show you these 2 that I did yesterday because they are just so darling. Hold on 1 second. Here is, these are some new stockings. And I call these Whimsical Stockings. So these are going to be coming out next week. We will be painting these for Christmas in July. I just think these are so fun and funky and whimsical. So we've got lots of painted samples, everything that we're coming out with for July. Come check us out Tuesday at 7 p.m. on this page, and you guys will be able to see all the painted samples outside in the yard, and we will take you around the yard and show you every single blank that we'll be doing. So Debbie says, thank you for the demo. No problem, Debbie. All right, y'all. I hope I can see everybody Tuesday night, 7 p.m., our Christmas sneak peek. I think we got like over 30 new patterns. Plus, we're bringing back some of the best-selling patterns from 2020. So y'all join me then. And otherwise, if you are looking for the blanks that we have shown you today, you can go to yardartrus.com and find everything there. So thank you guys. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. I will see everybody Monday and Tuesday. Bye y'all.